Breaking news this morning as Texas lawmakers in Illinois to break quorum amid a redistricting fight just received a security briefing after a threat there. This as state Republicans escalate their efforts to scare, threaten, and expel those Democrats. The governor now asking the Supreme Court in that state to remove the Democratic House leader. As Texas Senator John Cornyn is pressing the FBI to get involved. Joining us now, NBC News correspondent Ryan Chandler live from Austin, Texas for us. Ryan, what's the latest that we're hearing first about this security threat in Illinois?
Yeah, Anna, this is all escalating in a really concerning way this morning. I just got off the phone with a representative who was staying at the hotel that was the target of a bomb threat this morning. He told me that members were woken up by an intercom warning them to evacuate, stating that there was a bomb threat. Local police now say about 400 people were evacuated from the Democrats' St. Charles Hotel. They waited outside for about 2 hours, this representative tells me, until they were just given the all clear to return just before 10 a.m. local time. He says, we're all safe here, everyone is fine, and we are undeterred. This was Representative John Busey I was talking to, a Democrat out of Austin, and he was quick to blame the rhetoric of Republicans that we've heard all week. He said, quote, this is speculation here, but this is just how they are framing this, Anna. He said some zealot acting on behalf of Ken Paxton's threats and Greg Abbott's bluster. They are lighting a match under zealots who think they can be good soldiers for Donald Trump. So the politicization of this, the hyper-partisan environment that we're in, clearly leading to and we don't know anything about the source of this bomb threat yet, but Democrats are clearly worried for their safety, Anna.
Okay, Ryan Chandler, thank you. Keep us posted as you learn more. Joining us now is one of those Democratic state representatives, Ramon Romero of Texas. He was one of the lawmakers who left the state. Representative Romero, we're just learning of this security threat. Can you help us understand exactly what happened and how's everybody doing?
I think we're okay. We are safe. We are thankful to Governor Pritzker, the law enforcement officials here, and certainly the facility at which we are for keeping us safe, for making sure that everybody exited the building in a safe manner, and that once it was secure, we were allowed back in the building. I'm still outside. There are folks that are still in, not everyone. But look, this is definitely troubling. To your reporter's point, when people use the dog whistles, like hunt them down, there are people that are willing to do that. Sadly, we do this on the anniversary of the passage of the Voting Rights Act. Exactly the reason why we are here, to fight for voting rights, to fight for our principles, to fight for our voices. And it's sad that it happens, but our march continues. We will not be deterred. We will continue forward. And we're going to march on to every American home to make sure they understand this is not about bomb threats. This is not just about redistricting. This is about how far people will go to keep us from having quality health care and jobs and all the things that you require, the things that you worry about at home, for God's sake. Everybody knows that this is about 5 more seats. No, it's about all those other things that I just mentioned. So our march continues.
Governor Abbott says you're breaking the law by preventing quorum in Texas. Is that the case? Are you breaking the law?
It is our constitutional right. The Texas Supreme Court verified that, validated that last year. When we left in 2021, it's our First Amendment right. This is political speech, and we will do whatever means necessary to not continue the fascism that has continued over the last 7 months. We all know it. The people of America know it, and we are going to do our part as true Americans. Yesterday, Al Green described his time in talking to John Lewis, saying, looking over the Edmund Pettus Bridge and understanding that at the bottom of that bridge were men, officers, law enforcement on horses with batons and dogs, and they marched on. This is the time for real patriots to march on, and no zealot, as was said, that makes a bomb threat is a patriot. He is a traitor to our American values.
As you say, you'll do whatever is necessary. It appears Republicans are going to do whatever is necessary to try to get you all back there. The FBI even getting involved, apparently, with the Texas Senator John Cornyn now asking them to help track you down and bring you back to the state, to which President Trump appears supportive of. What's your reaction to that?
Well, Cornyn and of all people, the indicted criminal Ken Paxton are running against each other. So they're jockeying for position. This is all for show for them. We know that there's separation of powers. They cannot come into the state of Illinois and track us down for a civil arrest. They can try. They know they're wrong. They're wrong in the eye of public opinion. They are losing, and people are paying attention to what happens in Texas. It's gross. We have followers of Donald Trump, not leaders, and that is something that proud Texans are really disappointed with right now. So they are really showing the people who they truly are. And we are going to continue our march down the path of justice. And I am proud to be one of the many Texas Democrats that have stood for this time and time again, and we will not be deterred. We are fighting for the American people, and we will not stop.
Governor Abbott is saying, how can you lead if you're not there to take votes and to pass legislation? He's now asking the Texas Supreme Court to remove your leader, State Representative Gene Wu, from office. What if the court signs off on that? Then what?
Yeah, again, more show. That would mean he would have to be served. This would have to be proven in court. This is not something that would happen immediately. Governor Abbott trying to speak out of both ends of his mouth. With the strike of a pen, he could deal with the flooding and all the families that are still in pain right now through executive order. He did it for a border wall, spending millions and millions of dollars. He's pretending like he can't do it now. And it was proven on the House floor when they issued those arrest warrants. They didn't say it was about flooding. They said it was about HB 4, the redistricting bill. The truth is in the pudding. It's out of their own words. He has no case.
My understanding is you make a little over $7,000 a year as a Texas state representative. So I assume you and your colleagues are missing full-time work as you're undertaking this effort to be there in Illinois right now. How are you handling that burden?
I said yesterday, and I'll continue to say, whatever cost is incurred to me personally, I do not care. I didn't take this job to make money. I took this job to serve the district that I serve in District 90 in Fort Worth, Texas. The people, the families, the hardworking men and women like myself that have calluses on their hands that are out there building Texas, building it and creating the real miracle. So look, I'm going to continue to work. People of Texas are going to continue to work. It's never been about the money. Look, we have school teachers in the Democratic Party. We have construction people in the Democratic Party. These aren't a bunch of elites like they want to paint folks out to be the Democrats. We are hardworking folks. We understand what it's like for people at home. We know how hard it is to make sure that your children have a good education and that you have health care, for God's sake. And we're the most uninsured state in the union. We got to change that. And it's going to take every American to get on board, join us in this fight all around our nation. And I just thank you for covering this in the proper way and not making this about the bomb threats solely. This is about the mission we started, and we're going to continue on until we see the day, just as Lyndon Baines Johnson did 60 years ago in passing something that he knew would lose the South when he gave black folks the rights that he gave them, and that by giving the African Americans that died so much, bled, pain, even death. We are clearly, no one wants to die. But we know the sacrifice, and we know these sacrifices have been made in American history, and we're just a part of American history. We're making it right now for the American people.
Texas State Representative Ramon Romero, thank you very much for being with us.